Bunkai Strategies. Today we're going to look at this idea of triangulation. That is this idea that everything is pointed towards your opponent. Now it's very, very difficult to show that in a practical sense, but a number of exercises that we can do to demonstrate why this works. We're facing each other equally this way, and we're evenly matched. If I push against my partner, then strength will overcome. We're both evenly matched, we both have our feet pointing the same way. If my partner resists, he can resist my pressure into him. Unless I change something, if I know what I'm doing, I know how to use my hips, so a little bit of a push sends him away. We can make him weak by having his feet turn out. If my feet are forward, his balance is now shut. It takes much less effort for me to affect his balance. So why is that relevant to us when we might be the one doing the strike? For reasons such as this: if we're both strong, then as demonstrated, if I know how to hit, maybe I can use my hips to get some penetration. But looking at the reverse, if I stand this way with my feet away from him and then try to deliver, and even now I'm finding it difficult to generate any sort of impetus into him. But the moment I do, it's me that ends up travelling that way, and my partner or my opponent is not affected. So we can see why, for practical reasons, stood this way with our feet splayed is not good for us. We can get him to stand that way, that's fantastic, because anything I do will affect his balance. For us, we want everything pointed towards our partner, pointed towards our opponent, so we are in the strongest position possible. And then we can start to play, and we can start to see how this works in possibly silly ways, but ways that then demonstrate the technique further. If I've got So last time we were looking at the principle of triangulation, making sure everything is pointed towards your opponent. And we showed a couple of little tests that you can do to demonstrate that works, at least in theory. But obviously, ultimately, we have to be able to put that into practice. So we're going to show the difference, again, same sort of testing methodology, but today we're using ether foam to demonstrate the difference between striking with triangulation and without triangulation. Now, ether foam, this is compacted polystyrene foam. What this does, for those who've not used it, is it will diffuse an impact, but it won't cushion it in the same way that a focused pad will. So we must be careful when we're using this, because this can still cause damage through the foam to our partner. So we start off by health and safety, setting the level where your partner is comfortable to receive a hit. We use the number system to get there. So all I'm doing at this point is determining what sort of power to be hitting with. So I'm going to start off by hitting level 1. Move that up a little. 2. 4. Starting to rock our partner, getting to level 4. Maybe just a touch more. 6. Okay, and we hold there. Now that's with me not stood in any particular stance, with my feet splayed off in one direction. In a direction other than towards my partner, my opponent. So what I'm going to do now is change that one thing. Change the way that my weapon is being targeted. I'm going to hit with that same sort of impact.
6, straight off.
Straight off. One more. And we're there. So ether foam, practice carefully, and we can start to see the impact, or the effect on impact, just by changing the position of our feet, making sure everything is pointed towards our opponent, towards our training partner, exercising care and consideration, and understand the difference between the two.